Good morning, everybody. Hi, this is Becky with Rochester Mom. This morning I'm here with Jenna Tobble. She is the Director of Brand and Digital Member Experience at First Alliance Credit Union. Good morning, Jenna.
Morning, Becky.
Happy Monday.
Yes.
So today we are talking about a topic that is in the news a ton, and people are starting to think about it, and some are starting to really worry, and some are starting to panic. It is the issue of holiday gift giving season coming up and the shortages that the supply chain has been facing due to the effects of the pandemic. And so typically a lot of people wait until December and to start their gift giving, shopping and these sorts of things. And, that really, to stay on top of things, you really need to start that earlier. Well, some people with the way they plan and budget haven't planned to start shopping this early in the season. So we're going to talk all about that today. Before I get started, Jenna, do you have anything on your holiday shopping list that you're nervous will be in short supply?
Everything, because my kids are notorious for telling me last minute, like what it is they want. And we also have, they both have birthdays in December before Christmas. So typically I'm in that boat where normally I don't even think about Christmas until like the week before, because I'm so busy trying to get through birthdays and make sure that that is still a special day for them. And then I think and worry about Christmas. So yeah, I'm kind of panicking a little bit myself right now.
So you're going to take your own advice into consideration then, right?
Yeah, I have to this year. Yeah.
I know. I've been thinking about a couple of things. Luckily, the things that my kids are into aren't necessarily things that we're going to have to worry about. So, but I still started early. I like to get my shopping done early. I like to have kind of a mild-mannered December, if that's possible. But I have started earlier. I have definitely started earlier this year. But so tell us what's going on and why do we need to be aware of the issues this upcoming season?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, Becky. And you kind of alluded to it at the start of our little conversation here. So it really boils down to the fact that we're still very much experiencing the ripple effects from the pandemic, right? So there are large staffing shortages happening across all sectors of the retail supply chains. We've even seen it locally to some degree here with restaurants having to close unexpectedly due to staffing shortages and things like that. But those shortages definitely go farther than just those frontline retail jobs. It includes, the warehouse jobs, shipping sectors, manufacturing. All of those things are struggling right now. And then there's also kind of been a steady rise of the cost of materials, right? And that then means that it's more expensive to make things, which can slow down supply chains as well. And then there's skyrocketing shipping costs because there's a backlog of things happening with shipping. And, the travel industry as well is also experiencing issues with those staffing shortages. There's airlines that are canceling and delaying more flights than normal due to these issues as well. So there's just a lot of factors that are coming into play all right now during the holiday season when we're looking to spend more and start doing more shipping and things like that. So, and I'll even say the in-store experience is probably going to be a little bit different than normal this year as well, because there's many stores that will not be receiving more orders or supplies from manufacturers over the holiday season than what they already have in stock. So what you see on the shelves is what they have available.
Right.
And that includes things like food supplies as well. So I heard one article was saying you might have an issue getting a turkey this year if you don't buy one early. So, there's lots of things to consider when it comes to holiday shopping. But in general, you can kind of expect to see that there's going to be, fewer items available in stores, including those food items. Like I mentioned, prices for goods and services across the board are going to be higher than probably what you anticipated them to be across the board. And then just that longer or even delayed delivery times for items that you purchase online is something that you're going to want to kind of pay attention to this year.
Right. So really start paying attention now and start planning.
Yes.
Funny that you mentioned things, there was information this morning just in the news about a major airline
Mhm.
canceling a ton of flights.
Yeah.
And certainly I've experienced this, and I'm sure you have too, with some, service providers or restaurants in town that have been affected
Mhm.
by the shortages, either
Yeah.
staffing or supplies. So, what is the best way for families to prepare for the upcoming gift giving season?
I mean, really, the best thing you can do is plan ahead. Do not wait until the last minute this year, because you're
Mhm.
going to be very disappointed. Some experts have said that if you didn't get your shopping done in September, that you might be struggling a little bit this year. But I don't know about everyone else, but September, I was more worried about getting my kids back to school and getting back into that routine. And I
Right,
wasn't even thinking about holiday shopping
right,
preparations at that
right,
point.
right.
So if you haven't started already, get started now.
Mhm.
Get your budget figured out within the next few days and start your shopping before the Black Friday sales, before the Cyber Monday sales.
Yes.
Because this is really going to help ensure that any items you do need to purchase are in stock and will still
Mhm.
arrive on time before the big surge comes.
Mhm. That's a good point too. A lot of people are used to waiting for Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales. They probably aren't going to be as exceptional this year as they've been in previous years, because they've had stock that they're able to put on sale. And now with a shortage in stock and sales, or stock and supply, they don't have as much inventory to even offer those reduced prices.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind too, if you like to wait for those days.
Mhm.
So what are the advantages of having a budget for gift giving season?
That's a great question. So, having a budget is really crucial to keep yourself in a healthy financial state all year round, but it becomes especially important during times of increased spending like the holidays. So, having a holiday budget will just kind of provide one less stress point for you this year, because you're really going to have a clear understanding of what you can afford to spend where,
Mhm.
and knowing that ahead of time will just help you make some smarter financial choices throughout the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Right. So then it also helps kind of eliminate that fear of, what is my credit card bill going to look like come January, right? You'll already know how much you're going to be spending, and you'll be able to have a plan in place for how you're going to pay that off if you do end up having to use credit card to cover some of those expenses. But budgeting in general just really helps keep you from overspending, and it's putting yourself in just a better financial situation at the start of the new year.
Mhm. So we touched on this next question a little bit, but we're going to reiterate it. When should I start shopping for the holidays? And the answer is now.
Yeah, yesterday. You should have started yesterday.
Right, right.
um, I'm not trying to like add anything to anyone's plate or make you
Right.
try to panic or feel more stressed than you probably already are. But it is so true. If you're gonna kind of change your style of planning for the holidays, this is the year to do it, especially if you plan to travel. I mentioned a little bit ago that there's been a lot of flights that have been
Yes.
canceled or delayed lately because of staffing shortages. And so it's going to be really important that you have a backup plan in place for that if you do plan to do any traveling. Or maybe it's just another year where you just have to kind of plan for some more virtual family events again, or stay closer to home so that you're not spending money on travel that may not be able to happen when the date gets closer. So some
Yep.
things to keep in mind.
Exactly. And this is probably a good point, or a good time to plug experiences for families. Experiences are never going to be in short supply. So think about things like membership to the Children's Museum, Spark, or a membership to the Art Center, or a year-long pass to the zoo, or things like that, that are experiences that your family can enjoy year round, that are not going to be in short supply. And so those are, getting creative with the way that you give gifts to this season is a great idea.
Yeah, I love that, Becky. I love that.
So what is the number one thing that someone can do to ensure that they're set for the 2021 holiday gift giving season?
Yeah, I would just say, set your expectations,
Mhm.
and stick to your budget,
Right.
right? Your money is probably not going to go as far this year due to the increased costs. So
Yeah.
you need to be okay with that. If you say that you're only going to spend $500 on gifts, stick to it, even if that means, you have to give one less gift to everyone on your list.
Right.
Your ability to get everything on the list is just going to be a little bit more difficult this year, especially if you need to purchase, some more trendy items. Maybe your kids are super into that one thing that
Right.
everybody's talking about. I know, my youngest always seems to be on that trend. And
Right.
so if that's the case, just make sure you're planning ahead and setting those expectations with your kids too. Like, what, this year we're going to do things a little different, or
Mhm.
just make sure that you're not over promising
Mhm.
to yourself or your kids, especially when it comes to your budget. So, and I'm just going to, say again, putting together that holiday budget and getting started early is just going to be extremely helpful to you this year
Mhm.
to help keep yourself from feeling stressed out about the holiday gift giving season.
Right. Tempering expectations can go so far in
Yeah.
avoiding disappointment, and it's just, I think a lot of things come down to expectations sometimes, and just dealing with reality, and
Oh,
some
yeah.
things are so out of our control, so adjusting our expectations accordingly is super helpful.
Yeah.
So last question for you, Jenna, what are some services that First Alliance Credit Union provides to help during this holiday time?
Yeah, so First Alliance provides a ton of helpful products and services to our members that you can take advantage of to help you get through the chaotic holiday spending season. While we certainly want to encourage everyone to save money ahead of time for the holidays and not have to rely on debt, we do provide a holiday club account for that. But we also know that for the convenience, many people do use their credit cards for the holiday
Mhm.
spending season. And so First Alliance does offer a very unique rewards credit card. It's called You Choose Rewards. That offers very low interest rates comparatively to other credit cards out there. You can earn 1 point per dollar on all the purchases you make in stores and online. So you think about all the money you're going to be
Mhm.
spending over the holidays, you can rack up some pretty good points. And then come January, you can exchange those for some pretty cool stuff or even cash back. So that's a great option when it comes to kind of managing that budget a little bit as well. But we also have a free mobile banking app for our members. Makes it very easy to track and manage your spending. It
Mhm.
has an instant balance feature. So if you're sitting in line at the store and you're like, oh, I wonder if I can afford to buy this, you can check your balance on your
Mhm.
account right there without even logging into the app.
Mhm.
You can do instant transfers if you need to move money from your savings to your checking to cover some spending that you
Right.
need to do. It even comes with a really cool tool called My Cards in it, where you can manage your credit card straight from the app, and it allows you to set some spending limits for yourself to really help you stay on budget. Lots of cool features within that feature alone. But for those who maybe need to just make a little bit more room in their budget to kind of meet the expectations they have for the holidays, we do offer a skip a pay service for our members where they can skip their loan payment to free up that room in their budget
Wow.
over the holidays if needed. Yeah, our members love that service. So,
Yeah,
and
that's really
that's,
helpful.
yeah, it's so good. And that's just kind of scratching the surface
Yeah.
of the helpful resources that we have available to help people through the holidays. Everybody's situation is so different. There's no way I could cover all this stuff that we
Right.
for someone. So,
That's great that there's so many
mhm.
things that you offer. And if anyone is interested in learning more, you can contact First Alliance through the post that we're including in this video post. I'll include it in the description. And you can also ask any questions in the comments below. And
Mhm.
Jenna and her team will be happy to get back to you about that. But definitely, if this is something that you're considering, or it's maybe even causing you a little bit of stress, make sure to reach out to First Alliance to take advantage of some of these awesome things that they
Yes.
provide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Jenna, thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining us
this was
this
great.
morning to talk about something that is super important and really relevant in the news. So we're so thankful for you. And thank you to our viewers for joining us. And we hope you have a great day and a good holiday season. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.